I still can't believe I'm here, sharing this. My wife, Laura, and I have been together for 12 years and married for 7. For as long as I can remember, we were happy, or at least I thought so. We met in college, built a life together, bought a home, and even started planning for kids. She was my best friend, my partner, my world. Looking back, maybe there were signs, small cracks in the foundation that I ignored. The demands of work, paying the mortgage, and saving for the future began to consume us. The romance dwindled, and our interactions became practical rather than passionate. I chalked it up to the busyness of life, assuming we'd make more time for each other once things settled down. One evening, Laura mentioned she'd be going out for drinks with friends. She was dressed up more than usual, but I figured she wanted to look nice for her night out. She came home late, way after midnight, her excuse vague and hurried. Over the next few weeks, this pattern continued. She'd go out more often, her explanations always inconsistent. I felt a pang of insecurity but dismissed it, not wanting to come across as paranoid or controlling. But then, I found it, the message that shattered my reality. She left her phone on the kitchen counter one morning while making coffee, and a text notification popped up from a guy named Derek. I don't consider myself the snooping type, but something compelled me to read it. The message said, "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My stomach twisted. I scrolled through their chat history, my heart sinking with every line. They'd been seeing each other for months, exchanging texts and photos that I wished I could unsee. I felt like a stranger was looking back at me from her words, someone who had shared parts of herself that were meant only for me. That night, I confronted Laura. She denied it at first, then broke down in tears, admitting everything. She had met Derek through a mutual friend and claimed it started as just friendly conversations, but as we grew more distant, she found herself drawn to him. She apologized, saying she never meant for it to go so far, and that she felt empty in our marriage. Hearing her talk about her unhappiness broke my heart. I'd thought we were both in this together. We spent the next few weeks in separate rooms, trying to process everything. I was angry, devastated, but I couldn't bring myself to hate her. I loved her too much. Despite the betrayal, I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to leave and never look back, but another part couldn't imagine a life without her. Eventually, Laura suggested counseling. Reluctantly, I agreed, unsure if it would actually help. Our first session was raw and intense. The therapist asked questions that forced us to confront the underlying issues in our relationship. I learned that Laura felt neglected, like she was always coming second to my work and our financial goals. She said Derek made her feel wanted, seen, and understood, things she hadn't felt from me in years. I was forced to confront my own role in our problems. It hurt to admit, but I had taken her for granted, assuming she would always be there. I had put my energy into everything else, leaving little time for us. I failed to notice her loneliness and frustration, too focused on my own stress to see hers. The therapy sessions were a roller coaster. Some days we'd talk openly, sharing our pain, regrets, and lingering love. Other days were filled with bitterness and accusations, reopening wounds that we'd both tried to bury. But slowly, something began to shift. Laura cut off all contact with Derek, and for the first time in years, we started to reconnect on a deeper level. We began to spend time together, talking not just about the logistics of life but about each other, our dreams, our fears, our feelings. I won't lie, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Trust doesn't come back easily, and even now, there are days when doubt creeps in, but we're trying, both of us, to rebuild from the ground up. We take things one day at a time, focusing on being honest and open, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. A year has passed since I found that text. I won't pretend everything is perfect, but we're in a better place. We've worked hard to create new memories, to revive the passion that had faded. Our relationship feels more real, raw, and genuine than ever before, grounded in a mutual understanding that we'll never take each other for granted again. To anyone going through something similar, I'll say this: healing is possible, but it requires commitment from both sides. You have to be willing to face painful truths and work through the anger and sadness. We're still a work in progress, but for the first time, I believe we're on a path to something stronger, something lasting.